I live in Atlanta, and on a daily basis, I take public transportation to Marta. So I thought I'd share with you one of my Marta minutes. I've really been engrossed in the thought of why I decided to move the family back to Atlanta from Huntsville. We lived here maybe about 6 years ago, and during the pandemic, we were in Huntsville, and we decided to come back. And it came to me on a ride on the train. There was a group of young men on the left side of the podium. The podium is that middle space in between the two doors. And I was leaned against the door right near the podium. And to my left, there were some young men from New York. And to my right, there were a group of people who were clearly from Atlanta. And you could see the distinction because of the conversation that the folks from New York were having and how it would affect these people from Atlanta on the right-hand side. And the folks on the left-hand side were downgrading Atlanta in so many different ways. But the pinnacle of that conversation was when they began to talk about the level of crackhead. New York's crackheads, they were talking about, were so refined and they had enough character not to smoke crack on the actual trains. They argued that Atlanta crackheads were so unrefined that they didn't care where they smoked it and they would smoke it on the train. This was the pinnacle of their argument as they truly bashed Atlanta. And what really, truly kept me or made me realize or remember why I loved Atlanta so much was the demeanor of the folks on the right-hand side, the folks from Atlanta. They were up in arms. They were upset. They were livid. And I'm telling you, they were a moment away from having a conversation with these people from New York that would border on violence. But what really, truly was the endearing factor was the fact of their love for this city. They love this city. I love this city for the fact that it is what it is. It is sometimes violent. It's sometimes gritty. It's sometimes beautiful. It's sometimes wonderful. But it's all the time striving and struggling to be something more than it was. They understood the complexity of the conversation, and they realized that, man, this might be true, but we don't want to be this. We want to be better than this particular thing. We have to be better than this. And this is one of the reasons why we came back to Atlanta. We wanted to be better, and we wanted to be in a place where people are always striving and struggling to be better. This is a city that does that, and this is a city that really, truly inspires me.